on, everybody? Before this video starts, real quick, if you'd like to support this channel, there's a few ways you can go about it. First, you can go to senditthesociety.com. Alright, from there you'll be able to buy beanies, hoodies, shirts, hats, you name it, for women and men. The cool part about Send It to Society, the whole idea is to face your fears. Send it off and go do it. Do what scares you. That's the motto. Also, they're a non-profit organization, so all proceeds go back to some kind of foundation, maybe coats for the homeless, and money going to a animal shelter. And to help you guys out, to get a 10% discount, type in JMusic10, all capitals, JMusic10, and you'll get a 10% discount off of all the clothing. You'll be, 1, getting some new gear, 2, you'll be helping people or animals in need, and 3, you'll be helping this channel out, so I deeply appreciate it. Now, the second way you can support this channel and me is you go to jonathanmusic.goherbalife.com, and if you're looking to lose weight, get healthy, gain muscle, have better digestion, anything of that sort. I used to be a personal trainer, plus I'm a wellness coach currently. I help people achieve their wellness goals overall. So by you helping me, I'm helping you. So go ahead and go there and fill out a wellness profile. I'll probably email you or text you, and we'll go over what you want to accomplish. So now let's go ahead and go to the video. Boom! What's going on, everybody? This is the J.hub, and I'm here with Brandy and Daryl. I'll put their links down in the bio down below. We're here at Prana Nutrition. They're business owners here. They serve nutritional smoothies, energizing teas, and all that, and we're just going to be talking to them, how they got started, and find out a little bit more about them. So if one of you guys want to start your little story.
Well, I'm Daryl. I'm an ex-football player. Played football, played D1 football. Well, let's explain a little bit myself. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. Whoop whoop, you know, it's the best place ever. But growing up in life, always been a football player. Never did none much. Started doing Herbalife this year with my beautiful lady Brandy, and she got me on the products, and we both kind of helped each other out a little bit with doing the doing our business. I mean, not doing our business, but doing what we wanted to do in life. So me playing football, she helped me out with getting me on the products, getting my body right, and now I'm ready to play again. And then I helped her out with the business part by being an extra hand and helping her out with doing the business. So basically you know, we both just needed each other, and it just worked out well with just my life and then her just adding to it. So anything you want?
All right, guys, we had just a little interruption, but it's all good. We got it all figured out and fixed. Brandy, if you want to tell your story.
Okay, so I was a college volleyball player. After my junior year, a surprise from God gave me Landon. So he just smiled at us. So yeah. Senior season, didn't finish volleyball. I was just at home working 3 jobs, trying to make enough money for when my bundle of joy arrived. So yeah, I was just looking for an opportunity where I could, after I had Landon, lose weight and make money. And I actually didn't know I was looking for this exactly. It wasn't my intention, but I walked into Vibe Nutrition and had my first ever shake tea and aloe, got on the product because I loved it so much, and I got a result. And after a few months, I decided that the business was for me, so I quit my jobs and then started at Vibe. I was there for 9 months, training, learning how to start my own business, and then after that, we left the nest, and now we have Prana. So that's a little bit of my story, just a quick snippet. So lost about 20 pounds.
Hey, there you go. Do you guys have any Instagrams or plugs you want to plug in real quick?
Mine's bodybybrandii with 2 I's, and Daryl's is itsyaboyputput.
I'll make sure to I'll make sure to link them in the bio down below. So you guys have started this business. What got you really started? What made the jump for you to come open your own business? I mean, you said you're an NFL star over here, and you had your son and everything. So what was I'm going to take the leap of faith and go do this?
So I was at a training in February in Oklahoma City where they were talking about nutrition clubs, and even though I'd been in Vibe for like 3 months, and I had worked in a club, but I didn't know that like I could have a club. So like I knew that like clubs were a thing, but I was like, I thought it was for like certain people who are this degree and this level and good at this and all this stuff. And so like when I was there, it kind of opened my eyes that like anyone can do this. It's not just rich people, or it's not just people with degrees and like all this stuff. And so when Daryl moved to Kansas, since I had decided at that training, I was like, okay, I want a club. But like I didn't have Daryl really with me at the time because he was in Cincinnati to like talk to him about it. So I just kind of had it in the back of my head, like, okay, I would love to do this, really. So he moved to Kansas City, and I kind of brought it up to him. Once he said he wanted to do the business, I kind of brought it up. I was like, well, I really want one of my own. He was like, yeah, sounds good. I was like, oh my God, really? Like, my dream man wants a club too. So, we started looking for spaces, and we weren't having any luck, but we just kept speaking it into existence that we were going to be club owners. And then Prana just kind of like fell into our lap because it was like, the old owners were looking for somebody to take over the lease, and we were looking for a club, and so it just kind of happened, and now we have our own space, which is great.
You can go ahead and finish talking, JJ, whatever you got to say next.
Oh, no, go ahead, man.
You said what put us at this point, like, with the club, right? So,
yeah.
What made you do the leap?
So, I mean, what made us do a leap of it was, you know, like, as me was going to the STS and going to all, like, the trainings and learning stuff, I was, you know, always seeing, like, all these, you know, successful people starting off, you know, with the club. It's the first thing that they did. And, building.
That shake must taste good, huh?
Yeah. That shake tastes. It was, I just seen them just, like, starting off with a club, building, you know, a great customer base, and then building, you know, these customers to turn to preferred members. And then after a while, they you know, they start getting results. They're like, oh, I want to be a distributor. They come distributors. You know, I was seeing how, like, they was just, like, you know, moving up in the business. And, like, oh, everybody, like, that's ever, like, this high-end Herbalife has started off with a nutrition club. And, you know, it's, like, that's, like, the mainly key success. At the end of the day, when we leave and we do go to President's team, it's going to be like, it's going to be like, hey, you know, no matter where we go from after, you know, when we leave this club, you know, we're not going to be in here because, you know, once you turn President's team, you start working from home a lot, you know.
Right.
And at the end of the day, when I always think about it, I'm like, dang, I worked in a nutrition club before, you know, all this. So, like, when you look down, like, and it's crazy how once you come President's team, it's like so easy how you can help people, I think, more, too. Like, you know, I've been through this path, dude. I got you. Like, what you need help? Even, like, with us just being, you know, at World Team, you know, just going, like, oh, we can help the people that's down there, too. So, like, it's always, you know, it's always good to, you know, be able to, you know, help people out. And
oh, yeah, that's good. Can I say something?
So, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, that's actually really true. I didn't really realize that, but it's really cool to be able to do. So, like, sometimes when we're in the club, it, like, seems like, okay, are we doing everything right? Like, you learn from your mistakes, I guess. Nothing's really a mistake. There's no mistakes. It's all lessons. But, like, so you learn, and that way, like, we do it all, so that way when our downline wants to know, like, has a question, and, like, exactly like he said, like, we know what to tell them. So if they're in the situation that we're in, we're like, we've been there, done that, here's what you do. We don't have to go to somebody else and be like, we need help, what do we do? Which I guess that's their job, but I like to be able to help out our people. And so that's a really cool part of having a club, especially because you said, like, everybody starts out with a club, so that's cool.
Yeah. But you ready?
Yeah, no, it's good. So, you said in a previous, like, when we were talking, you lost roughly around 30 pounds.
Okay.
So, in previous conversations, you said you've lost 30 pounds. Brandy, you said somewhere between 15 to 20.
Yeah.
So, I mean, roughly, you guys have lost anywhere between 45 to 50 pounds. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're doing great in business. There's a lot of people coming in and out of the club.
Yeah.
You have great results. You're plant-based and everything. What do you have planned for, like, 2020? Since it is, like, December 31st, do you have anything, like, special? What's your goals?
2020, like I told you, since we got that new scale, it's going. We've been want to do more body scans going in 2020. Every person that walks in this place, well, I will let them know that hey, we can do a body scan, and it's for everybody. It's free. Who doesn't want to know about their body and being healthy? Another thing is making sure that after a while you start seeing those regular customers come in and start asking about them. Hey, you want to sign up to be a preferred member? You want to start getting on these products? You see these people every day, so why not start talking to them more? Make sure spending more time with my family too, with Brandy and Landon, and being able to go out to places and all the weekends that we have off. We're so busy, Monday through Sunday basically.
Right.
So we basically had a free time. It's more taking advantage of what we can do. 2019 for me actually was a pretty hard year. I think my hardest year out of my whole life. I've never had this the hardest year of my life of 2019. It was crazy.
What if you don't mind, what kind of struggles did you have? You don't have to go in deep detail, but
I go into details. I keep it real. I keep it 100 to you guys. It was sometimes it was a money situation. It was what I'm gonna do without football. It was in that lost moment. Missing my family. I didn't know where I was going. I had a moment where I remember when we was buying a nutrition club, and dude, I was lost. I was lost. I literally did not know what was going on. I was so confused. I'm what's going on? Why? I don't know, what I just didn't understand. And then everything started coming to me when things started getting great. We started to learn after getting so much money, after learning how to save money and stuff. I learned a lot out of that. Learning how to save money on that. But other than that, 2019 period was just a little rough year. But I'm happy that we're going to 2020, starting over.
Right.
You know what I mean? Starting over, better.
Starting fresh, starting new.
Starting lessons learned.
Yep. Other than that, I'll hand it over to Brandy, and she'll tell you, what's her goals into 2000.
Okay, so my goals for 2020 are, by the end of the year, I want to be global expansion team, which means we are helping people do exactly what we're doing right now. Maybe 5 to 6 people, maybe opening 2 to 3 clubs in the works.
Yep.
One of my goals before summer is to drop 6% body fat. Before the end of the year, I want to drop 9%. So and then I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle. So that's just physical goals that I can track that other people don't really care about. But so I also would like to pay off all of our debt that, I have a lot of debt from student loans from college, so maybe not that, but pay off the credit card and our other business loan and stuff. That will happen. I also want to have a 6-figure business through the Nutrition Club and through Herbalife. Yeah. By the end of 2020, that would be amazing, and it's going to happen. So, trying to think. What else? Because I still have to write all my goals down before the end of the year. But, yeah.
Now, Daryl went through some hard times. Did you go through some hard times as well? And if you don't mind, you can
Yeah,
tell.
I cried a lot, I think, in 2019. I think...
Did you cry a lot?
I think the year I cried the most was probably 2017. When I was pregnant.
Okay.
And I was going through a lot. But that was the last half. So I would actually say probably 2019 was the year I cried the most. 2019 was a year of tears. But this is so ironic because there's a thing going around on Facebook saying, may the tears you cried in 2019 plant the seeds for 2020, which is so true. Because I cried a lot about money, cried a lot more about money and money.
Yeah.
I cry about money a lot.
Yeah,
that's literally the main reason I cry.
It's crazy. Money's not the most important thing, but when you don't have it, it is.
It is.
Yeah,
but
and
when you think about it, though, it all. I'll get back.
Go ahead.
I said, when you think about it, I think about money always comes back.
Yeah, it does.
At the end of the day, it always comes back. So there's no reason to sit there and pout or cry about it, or even feel sorry for yourself about it. Because at the end of the day, it's all gonna come back. It's the money. we know money don't grow on trees, but it's gonna definitely come back. And yeah.
So I guess like when it comes down to like the hard times, I did have a lot of hard times. Like, also I didn't cry over this stuff, but like with my family, I was like becoming more of like an independent mom, and like it was so nice at first. Really appreciate my parents' like support with Landon, and things could have been so much different, especially in like 2018 when Landon was growing up. Mainly, so like I left out of my parents' house right around Landon's first birthday. So like the whole first year of his life, we were at my parents' house. But once he started to be 1, it was a little easier to take care of him. Daryl was in our life at that point, and you can go help him. And Daryl was in our life at this point, so like it was easier. So I was starting to feel like a little more independent and like have our own little family. So I kind of was wanting to start doing my own thing, and we decided to move out. And once I knew that like I was going to be moving out soon, like being under your parents' roof when you have a family is kind of hard, and like my parents and I like butt heads a lot, and I hated that because like I love having a good relationship with my parents. So that was really hard for me because I wanted to have a good relationship with my parents, but I was also like growing and I needed to like be in my own space. So like that was kind of difficult. I will say once we moved out in April, like my parents and I have never been closer than we are now. So like I'm really happy that happened this year. I also lost a lot of friends. Like I didn't like lose friends. Like I still have them in my life. So like that's good. But like my boundaries with them changed a little bit. So it's important to
Can you go a little bit more depth on like that? Like what do you mean? Like because a lot of people, when people want to like succeed for success and like achieve for things, they they don't understand like why do I have to lose, like not necessarily lose your friends, but
just step back and like decide, like isolate yourself for a little bit. There's nothing wrong with isolating yourself and realizing that like sometimes you just need a moment to grow and like decide who you want to become outside of your friend group, because like sometimes you need to take a look around you and realize like, do your goals align with your friends' goals, or like is your vision the same as their vision? So like I had a lot of like really close friends that like we did a lot with, and like you have certain friends for like certain things. So like if you want to, for example, like I have friends who when we have our kids together, like it's great, and then I have friends who like when it comes to like Herbalife and like talking about the business, like I have that group of friends, or like so I kind of transitioned from the typical college person to a business owner in this year, which is like absolutely a huge transition. Like jumping from business owner from college student to business owner can like almost be a shock to people who have known you for the first 22 years of your life as I guess not when I was a baby, but like from like 17 to 22, I was literally like partying and like crazy, and I jumped from beginning of 22 to end of 22 as like a business owner, like straight up just transitioned into it, and it kind of like caught people off guard, like whoa, this is not the same Brandie. So looking back, people might be like, she changed, she's different, and she doesn't treat me the same or really talk to me anymore. And I'm like, it's hard being like self-love, like where you have to take a step back and look like every month or so, like is this person helping me grow? And if like, yes, I can still have love for you, I can still enjoy being around you, but I can't put myself in like certain people's presence every single day because it's not within my vision. And like a lot of times Daryl and I will just spend time by ourselves, and like on our free time people ask, what are you doing Friday night, what are you doing Saturday night? Well, I want to be home, I want to be working my business from my phone. And a lot of these people might say like, it's not all about business, it's not all about working, like take time to yourself. And like for me, I rather like grind nonstop for the next 5 years just so that I don't have to do the grinding until like I'm 60. Do you know what I mean? So like not a lot of people understand that.
We're restarting right now. Some customers came in, and so they had to serve them with a nutrition club. A lot of people just come in and get that nutrition, you know what I'm saying? So, Brandie, if you want to continue on where you left off at.
Why I cried so much in 2019. Well, he bullied me most of the time. I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay. So also, when it came to the money situation, which I know I started crying a lot about, but I didn't. So like we were really like one thing that we didn't really focus on that much was building our business. So like we focused a lot on building it just enough to like get the profit sharing through the club. And, like, it was getting us good money, but it was, like, just paying everything off. And, like, we weren't really getting money for anything extra. So, you know, we were going on the trips that were extra for trainings. And it was just kind of, like, getting to the point where it was, like, we weren't doing enough within our business to, like, keep up with it. And I kind of just had, like, a meltdown, and we almost moved back in with my parents because I was like, I'm tired of this, blah, blah. But then, like, something kind of switched in my head where it was like, you're literally in a business where there's no glass ceiling, there's no, like, limit on how much you can make, you're not salary, you don't have to pick up more hours, like, just work harder, literally just make more money. So from there on out, because, like, we had our worst month in business actually within, like, I think it was, like, 3 months ago. And from there I was like, I am never having that be the case again. Like, a small check, it's probably a good check to some people, but for us, compared to our other ones, it was small. And we were like, this is not the case anymore. So we just started working really hard on our business, and you
got pushed up against the wall, and you had that mind check right there.
Yeah, literally. It was like, I have nothing else. I can't go anywhere. I can go to my parents' house, but I thought back to the beginning of the year, how it was, and I really just like my relationship with my parents too much to go back because, you know, like, I wanted to keep a good relationship with them and not have it be like an argument and stuff, because I'm just like my parents. And so, like, when you're just like somebody, you kind of like butt heads. And so it's good to, like, keep our mother-daughter, father-daughter distance, you know. So, yeah, we started working really hard. Our money's actually been a lot better. We got to go see Daryl's family. So the year ended a lot better than it started, I thought. And I haven't cried in a while, right?
Well, that's definitely a good thing, you know.
Yes, small accomplishments.
Yeah, like, definitely with Brandy's, she cried a lot in 2019, and I experienced to watch it. But I was, you know, as a man, you always got to be the one that's like, hey,
comforting.
You know, like, it's gonna be okay. No reason to cry. You got to be a person. Because if you just sit there, you think about it, you just sit there and just cry with her, it just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Like I would tell her, I'd be like, hey, Brandy, you know, you need to stop feeling sorry for yourself. Just because you feel like this about something, you know, it doesn't mean you have to cry about it. She's like, yeah, I know. And she's
like, get up off your ass and do something about it. Are we
Yeah,
allowed to
like-
cuss in this? Sorry.
No, you're allowed to cuss. Just we want to keep it on a minimum.
Sorry, that was my one better word. Sorry.
All right,
I'm so sorry.
and I did separate myself from a lot of friends. I definitely did. One day I was laying in the bed, and literally we were talking about our college days, and that was it. We had nothing in common to talk about. We couldn't talk about anything. Like, it was nothing. Like, I had a business mindset, and when we were talking about stuff, we were laughing about stuff like from college. Like, we couldn't talk about like, you know, how's your you know, how's your marketing going? You know, we just couldn't really talk about nothing. Like, we couldn't talk about like money situation. We couldn't talk about anything. We always talking about like college. And I got the phone with him, and Brandy goes, dude, like, you guys literally didn't talk about nothing. And I thought about it, and like, it took a while to realize the next day. I'm like, I really did not have anything to say with this dude. Like, we talked about stuff from like far back then, and like, who cares? Like, you know, like,
unlike you were like back in college where you could just chop it up.
But I had to separate myself from, you know, not saying those people, but like, I had to separate myself from people because, like, you know, I was real close with a friend, you know, but he always wanted to, you know, drink all the time, and that's not what I want to do. You know, I want to work on my business. Like, I don't want to wake up with having a hangover. You know, it's cool to have a, you know, fun to cut a little bit of time, but like, you know, I want to be able to wake up and be like, hey, you know what? I'm going into our nutrition club, and, you know, we're going to do this many numbers. We're going to do this much business. We're going to get this many distributors today. You know, I want to wake up in the morning over with a hangover. You know what I mean?
Right,
and myself, I couldn't, you know, be around those people because it's the fact if you continue like to live that life, you attract those people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You attract who you want to, you attract who you want to be around. If you want to be a businessman, you're going to attract yourself with those people. Ever since I've been a businessman, only people I hang around is people that do Herbalife, are people that, you know, that has a business, are people that's doing something with their life.
Entrepreneurs trying to achieve.
Yeah, I don't like talk to nobody else. If I was to go out with one of my friends right now, and, you know, they drink and they party and stuff, dude, I'll be so quiet. Like, I don't know what to talk about. I'm like, I don't drink anymore. It's something I don't want to do.
Does it kind of make it a little bit more awkward for you, or is it kind of?
It's way more awkward. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You know, if they want to party, I'm gonna party. You feel me? Like, sober or not, like, I'm gonna dance with you. We gonna have a good time. Right. But, you know, like, other than that, like, it's a time where, I got people my age, like I look at it and be like, man, dude, grow up. Like, you 22 years old, still trying to be cool. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point in that? Like, you 22 years old, like, trying to be cool still. Even I'm not saying, even some of her friends, like, how old are you? And you still trying to be cool? You know what I mean? Some of y'all a lot of y'all got kids, and y'all still want to act like, y'all still want to be cool. Like, what's the point? You grown now. You got to live your life.
So do you guys think, like, with this new, like, age group and everything else, like, people are just a little bit more lazy and stuff? Because there's like I've noticed that it's like trying to find a diamond in a coal mine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
literally, that is exactly how
it's like you can't, like, it's no way. And this today's, like, these people, this generation, this day, like, I can say that probably a couple months ago, and everybody can change your life. A couple months ago, I was that generation. I wanted to drink. I wanted to do all type of stuff. I wanted to be that. That was me. I was in that generation. And then, what's crazy? My whole mindset changed around where sometimes I'm like I have moments where, like, dang, I want to have fun, or dang, I want to drink, dang, I want to do this. But then again, my brain's like, nope, you have business. Like, you do what you got to do. Like, sometimes you think like that. Because, at the end of the day, by the time I'm 25, all of this stuff is going to pay off. Right. Like, I'm not going to have to worry about, all this money and all this stuff, because it's going to pay off. Actually, 2020 is what Brandy said. We will be touching over $100,000. You know what I mean?
Have everything paid off.
Yeah, everything paid off. We're moving, we're moving up in pins and stuff. Like, we only been in this club for not too long, and we've already been making a good amount of money. And the first time that we made that good amount of money, we did not know how to use it. We literally went crazy.
Yep. Wasted it all.
Wasted it. Just wasted it and forgot.
I don't even know where it is, to
I
be
don't
honest
either.
with you.
What, shoes, clothes, what?
Like,
food that we didn't need to get.
I mean, that's what they say. Like, people that aren't used to money will spend it and everything.
Yeah, and I learned from that. I learned from that out of the first month. I mean, we spent like crazy. We like, what? Oh, $3,000 in our bank account. Oh, this, that. Like we got all this money. Let's go crazy. Oh, we good. Every day. We ate Subway. Every day. We had Walgreens every day. We had tropical smoothie. Like you know what? Oh, we'll grab some Chipotle right this. Oh, we'll grab some Cordoba when we get done leaving here. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's way different. And I learned a lot from it. And when we become millionaires, and same as you, when you become a millionaire, JJ, and you on that stage, we can say that we learn stuff. We learn from not knowing how to spend our money and not spending too much money. We know how to budget money even as millionaires. Right.
Yeah, and, like, I have a quote that I heard from Jim Rohn, and I literally tell everybody this quote because it's so true. So there's it's Jim Rohn. It's a personal development tape on the podcast app. But basically he talks about becoming the person who deserves the money. So, like, people are going to pay you more when you're more valuable to them. So, like, become the person that deserves $1 million, become the person that deserves even $10,000 in their bank account. Like, if you don't have that money, it's because you aren't that type of person that deserves that type of money yet.
Not personally developed yet, right? That's what.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, and so, but on the other side, if you do have that money, like tax returns, for example, in my case, at the beginning of the year, you do have that money, but you're not that person. That money is gonna go so fast. So, like, I don't even know where my tax return money is. Like, I literally got
that money
technically being a single mom and being a student because I just graduated in May. Like, I was a student and I was a single mom. Like, people can imagine the tax return I got, okay? I don't even know where that money is. Like, if I was smart going into it, like thinking I wanted a club, I should have invested that money. I should have saved that money and been like, this is going towards my club that I want. But I didn't have that mindset yet. So, like, there is the quote that I was going to say is Jim Rohn says, if you took, everybody wants equality throughout the world. Everybody should have the same amount of money, blah, blah, blah. Give this person this money, give this person this much. But he says, and it's so true, if you took all the money in the world and divided it out equally to every single person in the world, give it maybe a year or a few months, and all that money would go back into the exact same hands it started in. Mm-hmm. So a billionaire, he has a billionaire mindset. He's going to know how to, like with an entrepreneur, he's going to know how to get that money back. Mm-hmm. Or a poor person who's never had money in their life, all of a sudden they've got a couple thousand. They're like, oh, I'm going to go get this and this and this because I never had it. You have to become that person who's ready to have that much money. So we're kind of in the
That's what we
stage.
That's what we get prepared for.
Yeah,
We're prepared
that
for,
really
when
was.
some checks really start hitting for us.
So like fourth quarter, which is like the last 4 months of the year, I feel like that's really what we learned a lot of.